Welcome to my channel. Before we begin, I want you to answer one simple question. What if the only thing standing between you and a better job, better opportunities, better friendships, and a more successful future is not your English, but your fear of speaking it? Imagine waking up one day and realizing that every moment you stayed silent was not because you lacked knowledge, but because you allowed fear to control your voice. Stay with me until the very end, because today's lesson can completely change the way you think about speaking English. By the time you finish this video, you will discover that confidence is not a gift given to a lucky few. It is a skill that anyone can build with the right mindset and daily practice. If you have ever felt nervous before speaking English, if your mind has ever gone blank during a conversation, or if you have ever worried that people might laugh at your mistakes, then this video was made especially for you. Today, we are going to replace fear with confidence, doubt with courage, and silence with clear communication. Remember this powerful truth. Your future does not change when you learn another grammar rule. Your future changes when you finally decide to use the English you already know. Many learners spend months and even years collecting vocabulary, memorizing grammar rules, and watching countless English lessons. Yet, when someone asks them a simple question, they suddenly become silent. Their heart starts beating faster, their confidence disappears, and they begin thinking about every possible mistake before they even open their mouth. This happens because they believe they must speak perfect English before they are allowed to speak at all. That belief is completely wrong. Nobody becomes confident by waiting. Nobody becomes fluent by remaining silent. Every confident English speaker you admire once struggled with simple sentences, forgot easy words, made embarrassing mistakes, and felt exactly the same fear you feel today. The difference is that they continued speaking while everyone else continued waiting. Confidence is built through action, not imagination. Every conversation you have teaches you something valuable. Every mistake becomes a lesson. Every sentence makes your brain stronger. Every attempt makes the next one easier. Instead of asking yourself whether your grammar is perfect, ask yourself whether your message is clear. Communication is not about impressing people with difficult vocabulary. It is about helping people understand your thoughts. Simple English spoken with confidence is always more powerful than advanced English that never leaves your mind. When you speak clearly, people understand you. When people understand you, your confidence grows. When your confidence grows, you naturally speak more often, and every conversation improves your English even further. This creates a powerful cycle that keeps making you better every single day. Stop comparing your beginning to someone else's success. Every fluent speaker started exactly where you are now. They improved one conversation at a time, one sentence at a time, and one mistake at a time. That same journey is waiting for you today. You do not need expensive courses, magical techniques, or perfect pronunciation to begin. You need courage to take the first step and discipline to keep moving forward. Speak slowly, choose simple words, and focus on expressing one clear idea before moving to the next. If you forget a difficult word, explain it using easier words instead of stopping completely. If you make a grammar mistake, correct yourself and continue without feeling embarrassed. Real communication is not about never making mistakes. It is about refusing to let mistakes stop your progress. Every day you choose to practice is another day your fear becomes smaller and your confidence becomes stronger. Imagine yourself 6 months from now speaking naturally with people, answering questions without panic, expressing your opinions with confidence, and smiling because you finally proved to yourself that you were capable all along. That future begins with one decision you make today. Promise yourself that you will no longer wait for perfect English. Promise yourself that you will use the English you already know. Promise yourself that every mistake will become another step towards success instead of another reason to quit. Because the greatest opportunity of your life may begin with one simple conversation, and that conversation begins the moment you choose courage over fear and action over excuses. As you continue this journey, always remember that confidence is not something you find overnight. It is something you build little by little through consistent action. Every time you choose to speak instead of staying silent, you become stronger than you were yesterday. Think about learning to ride a bicycle. The first few attempts may be difficult, and you might lose your balance several times, but every attempt teaches you something new. Speaking English works exactly the same way. Your first conversation may not be perfect, your second conversation may still include mistakes, but your 10th conversation will be easier, and your 100th conversation will feel completely different because your confidence will have grown through experience. One of the biggest mistakes English learners make is believing they must wait until they know every grammar rule before they start speaking. The truth is that grammar becomes stronger when it is used in real communication. Your brain remembers lessons much better when they are connected to real conversations instead of only written exercises. That is why daily speaking practice is far more valuable than simply reading another grammar book without opening your mouth. Even if you only have 5 or 10 minutes each day, use that time wisely. Talk about your morning routine, describe your plans for tomorrow, explain what you learned today, or simply tell yourself how your day went. These small conversations may seem simple, but they train your brain to think in English naturally. Another important habit is learning to stay calm when you forget a word. Many learners stop speaking completely because one vocabulary word disappears from their memory. Instead of stopping, explain the idea using different words. Communication is about sharing meaning, not showing a perfect dictionary. Native speakers also forget words sometimes, yet they continue talking because they know there is always another way to express an idea. Develop that same habit. Flexibility is one of the greatest strengths of a confident communicator. The more you practice finding different ways to explain your thoughts, the more natural your conversations will become. At the same time, pay attention to your listening skills because great communication always begins with understanding. Listen carefully instead of worrying about your next sentence while the other person is speaking. Focus on the main idea instead of trying to understand every single word. Once you understand the message, your reply becomes much easier. If something is unclear, never be afraid to ask politely for repetition or clarification. Asking questions is not a weakness. It shows that you are interested, engaged, and willing to learn. Every successful conversation is built on understanding, not perfection. Build a collection of useful expressions that you can use every day. Learn simple phrases for giving opinions, asking questions, agreeing politely, disagreeing respectfully, and asking for more information. When these expressions become automatic, your mind has more freedom to focus on the conversation instead of searching for every single word. Practice these phrases until they become a natural part of your speaking. Confidence grows when preparation meets opportunity. Another powerful habit is recording yourself speaking. At first, you may not enjoy hearing your own voice, but do not judge yourself harshly. Listen carefully to identify one small area to improve, whether it is pronunciation, speaking speed, clarity, or confidence. Then, record yourself again. Improvement happens through small corrections repeated consistently over time. Celebrate every improvement, no matter how small it may seem. Every step forward is proof that you are becoming a better communicator. Also, remember that your body language influences the way people receive your message. Stand confidently, speak clearly, maintain comfortable eye contact, and allow your natural expressions to support your words. A calm voice and relaxed posture make even simple English sound confident and professional. Most importantly, stop comparing yourself to fluent speakers who have spent years developing their skills. Compare yourself only to the person you were yesterday. If today you can express one more idea, understand one more sentence, or speak for one more minute than before, then you are making real progress. Success in English is not measured by perfection, but by continuous improvement. Keep showing up every day, keep speaking with courage, keep learning from every conversation, and keep believing in your ability to grow. The confidence you admire in others is not beyond your reach. It is built through the same simple decision repeated every single day, choosing to speak instead of choosing fear. Stay patient, trust the process, and remember that every sentence you speak brings you one step closer to becoming the confident English communicator you have always wanted to be. Now it is time to take your confidence to the next level by turning English into a natural part of your everyday life instead of treating it like a school subject. Many learners believe they need a classroom, a teacher, or a special environment before they can improve, but the truth is that your daily life is already filled with opportunities to practice. Every morning when you wake up, describe your plans in English. While preparing breakfast, explain each step to yourself. When you travel, observe the people around you and describe what you see. Before going to sleep, spend a few minutes talking about everything that happened during your day. These simple habits may seem small, but they create one powerful result. Your brain begins thinking in English without forcing itself. That is the moment when confidence starts becoming natural instead of something you have to pretend. Another important lesson is learning to enjoy the process instead of becoming obsessed with quick results. Many people quit because they expect dramatic improvement after only a few weeks. When they still make mistakes, they believe they are not talented enough. But language learning is not a race. Every successful speaker improved through patience, consistency, and determination. Imagine planting a tree. You cannot expect it to become tall after only a few days. You water it, protect it, and give it time to grow. Your English develops in exactly the same way. Every conversation is another drop of water. Every lesson is another ray of sunlight. Every mistake is another opportunity for stronger roots. If you remain patient, your confidence will eventually become impossible to shake. One habit that separates confident speakers from nervous learners is their willingness to keep talking even when they feel uncomfortable. Fear may still appear before an important conversation, but courage means continuing despite that feeling. Do not wait until nervousness disappears because it rarely disappears before action. It becomes smaller after action. Every conversation teaches your brain that speaking English is not something to fear. Over time, your confidence becomes stronger than your doubts. You should also surround yourself with English as much as possible. Listen to podcasts while walking, watch inspiring videos during your free time, read simple articles that interest you, and repeat useful expressions aloud. The more English becomes part of your daily routine, the more familiar it feels. Familiarity reduces fear, and reduced fear creates confidence. Choose content that genuinely interests you because learning becomes easier when you enjoy the subject. Whether you love sports, technology, business, travel, cooking, or personal development, there is English content available for every interest. Learning becomes much more enjoyable when your curiosity leads the way. Never underestimate the power of positive self talk either. The words you say to yourself shape the way you perform. If you constantly repeat, "My English is terrible," your confidence will continue shrinking. Instead, replace negative thoughts with stronger beliefs. Tell yourself, "I am improving every day. Every conversation makes me better. Mistakes help me grow. I have the courage to keep learning." These simple affirmations may sound small, but they gradually change your mindset. A confident communicator first develops confidence within before showing it outside. Another valuable strategy is setting realistic goals instead of impossible expectations. Instead of saying, "I want to become fluent immediately," focus on goals you can achieve. Speak for 5 minutes without stopping. Learn 5 useful phrases every day. Watch one English video and summarize it aloud. Read one page from an English book. Celebrate each achievement because progress deserves recognition. Small victories build powerful confidence over time. Remember that communication is not a competition. You are not trying to prove that you know more English than someone else. You are simply trying to express your thoughts clearly, understand others, and continue improving. Every conversation is an opportunity to learn something new. Even experienced speakers continue learning because language is a lifelong journey. Stay curious, ask questions, and never be embarrassed about learning. The strongest learners are those who remain humble enough to improve every day. Most importantly, never let one bad experience define your future. Everyone has moments when words disappear, pronunciation feels difficult, or conversations become awkward. Those moments do not determine your ability. They are temporary challenges that help you become stronger. Learn from them, smile, and continue moving forward with determination. The road to confident English communication is built one sentence at a time, one conversation at a time, and one courageous decision at a time. Every day you continue practicing, you are becoming the person who once seemed impossible to become. Believe in your progress, trust your effort, and keep speaking because every confident English speaker was once a beginner who simply refused to give up. As we reach the end of this journey, I want you to remember one truth that can completely transform the way you learn English. Your future is not decided by how many words you know today, but by how willing you are to use them tomorrow. Every confident speaker you admire was once a beginner who felt nervous, made mistakes, forgot vocabulary, and struggled to express simple ideas. The only difference is that they refused to stop. They understood that confidence is earned through repetition, patience, and action. From this moment forward, make a promise to yourself that you will never allow fear to silence your voice again. Every time you have an opportunity to speak English, take it. Even if your sentences are short, speak them with courage. Even if your pronunciation is not perfect, continue with confidence. Even if you forget a word, explain your idea in another way and keep moving forward. Progress belongs to those who continue despite discomfort. Begin creating small challenges for yourself every day. Introduce yourself without reading from notes. Describe your surroundings in English. Share your opinions about a book, a movie, or an interesting topic. Ask questions during conversations instead of giving only short answers. Listen carefully to the replies and continue naturally. These simple exercises strengthen your ability to communicate in real situations. As your experience grows, your confidence will grow with it. Remember that communication is much more than vocabulary and grammar. Your attitude, your voice, your body language, your smile, your patience, and your willingness to listen all become part of your message. Speak with a calm voice, maintain natural eye contact, and never rush because of nervousness. Slow and clear communication always creates a stronger impression than fast and confusing speech. Give yourself permission to pause for a moment before answering. Those few seconds are not a sign of weakness. They are a sign that you are thinking carefully and speaking with purpose. Continue building your English little by little every single day. Read something useful, listen to inspiring conversations, repeat helpful phrases aloud, and practice expressing your thoughts without fear. Surround yourself with positive learning habits because your daily routine shapes your future more than occasional motivation. There will be days when you feel confident and days when you feel discouraged. Do not let temporary emotions decide whether you continue. Discipline is more powerful than motivation because discipline keeps you moving even when motivation disappears. Every day you practice is another investment in your future. One day you will notice that conversations which once felt impossible now feel comfortable. You will answer questions without overthinking. You will understand more clearly. You will speak more naturally. Most importantly, you will realize that the confidence you were searching for was growing inside you all along. Never compare your journey with someone else's timeline because everyone learns at a different pace. Focus only on becoming a little better than you were yesterday. Celebrate every improvement, no matter how small it may seem. One extra sentence, one new phrase, one successful conversation, or one moment of courage is enough to prove that you are progressing. Small victories create extraordinary results when repeated consistently. Believe in yourself even on difficult days because your potential is much greater than your fear. Every challenge you overcome becomes another reason to trust yourself. Every conversation becomes another chapter in your success story. Keep learning, keep practicing, keep asking questions, keep listening carefully, and most importantly, keep speaking with courage. The road to confident English communication is not reserved for a special group of talented people. It is open to anyone who chooses persistence over excuses and action over fear. You have already taken the first step by deciding to improve, and that decision has the power to change your future. So, walk forward with confidence, speak with determination, and never stop believing in your ability to grow. One conversation can open one opportunity can change one career, and one decision to believe in yourself can change your entire life. Thank you for staying with me until the end of this journey. If this lesson inspired you, continue practicing every day, keep your dreams alive, and remember that your voice deserves to be heard. The more you speak, the more you grow. The more you grow, the more confident you become. And when confidence becomes your habit, there will be no limit to what you can achieve through the power of English communication.